In this video, I'll demonstrate how to edit the contact forms that are used in the Master of Economics site. You'll see them quite a number of places. Here's one on the front page. All the other pages have them on the right-hand side over here, this little form here. So how do they get created? Let's go into the dashboard. Right. In the dashboard, there is a section called Contact and Contact Forms. And you'll notice that quite a large number have already been created. I think the practice in this site is to create a different one for different info sessions. But I'm just going to create a very generic one and show you how to use the different features of this so that you can make one that's any kind. If you want to make one just like the other ones, then you can just hit edit or duplicate, and then you'll have the beginning of what you want to work with. But I'm going to create one from scratch. So when you click Add New, you can select your language. You don't need to select your language. You just default as English United States, which this site uses. Add New. And we'll just call this help requests. Now, if you just keep all of the defaults on the form itself, you will see something like, let's see, you will see something with you'll see this text, an input that takes text. This, you'll see your email required, and then an input looking for email. Now, if you want, then so on, the subject and your message and your message. So let's say that you want to create a field for address. Probably the simplest way to do it is to just copy this, then you'll get all the HTML, and then paste it and change the parts that you want. Your street, and you probably don't want it to be required. And then we'll erase this, and I'll show you how to put something back in there in a second. So we'll do your street, your city, your state, your zip. Well, actually, let's do it more like this. We'll do this all in one line. Your street. We'll make this your city. City, state, zip code, and then we'll just put 3 inputs in line here. So let's start with the street. I'm just going to put my cursor right here because this is where I want the input to be. And then we can go over here and do generate tag. Now the street tag should be a text field. And you'll notice I'm going to skip these optionals and just take the defaults. I am going to change its name to something more meaningful. I'm just going to make it street, or maybe even your street. It's not required, so I won't check that. I don't care about this. Default value, I'm not going to use. So all I need to do now is copy this text and place it right here. That's it. Now for my city, state, and zip code, I'm going to create 3 more. So I'm going to go in here, and they're all going to be text. City, and text your city. Put a comma there. Your state. And your zip. Okay, so now we've got a street address with city, state, and zip code. And now we go down to the second part. Now, what these contact forms do is they generate an email. they will send that email to whatever address you specify here. So if you wanted to send it to somebody else, you could type their email address here, myemail.com, after a comma, and that will generate a second email with the same information. The from field can be anything, but what you'll notice here is what we've done is we've put the person, we've put this little text in here, your name, and it corresponds exactly to right here. So whatever the person puts in this field will appear in the email right here in the from field. So when a person gets this email, it'll look like it came from the person who filled out the form, whatever they put in there. Same with the subject. Whatever they put into the subject line up here will appear down here as the email subject line. Then the message body again can be composed by those little snippets of text. So if the person puts Stacy Velasquez in their your name field, then that's what you'll see up here. Now what we want to do is we want to put their address in the message body as well, so that whoever gets this message has their address. So for that, we're just going to go grab their street. So we'll just type address here and your street, and then we'll just grab all of this, and that will appear right below it. This just helps you when you actually get that email to know why you're getting this email, and you can put any other text in here as well. One thing that you might want to do is, as this form does, send a confirmation email as well. So whatever you put in this mail will also be sent, and it can be as different as you want it to be from this mail up here. So this one's set up to be a confirmation email. This will send the person an email from Master of Arts in Economics, and it'll tell them, echo back their message to them. We're not using it in the site, so we don't need to, we don't want to do that in this sample. So those are the basics. It's more. There's more you can do with this. It's more complicated. There's some documentation on the Contact 7 webpage that's actually pretty good. This will probably repeat most of what I just said, but then there's some additional information up here. So if you're having difficulty with it, check out the docs. One final thing is, once you've created this contact form, you will want to put this contact form somewhere on your site. This piece of text here is called a shortcode. And what this shortcode will do is it will output the form itself wherever you paste this in your site. Now, most places in your site will accept shortcodes and output them. So if you put it in a post, it'll appear. If you put it in a page, it will appear. The form will appear. And you can even do it in some of the text boxes. So if you look throughout our site already, you'll notice that there are some in the widgets. So if we go to these widgets, we go to, I think it's bottom left, yeah. Here's a text widget, and it has a contact form right here set up in it. So all you have to do is paste that text, and that's what produces the form in your site.